Hello and welcome to the third match in the Dominion League, this time against DVD underscore ENG Engineering, something like this. The third one will come out before the second one because the second one is not fully completed yet. Looking at this kingdom, I notice draw is lacking. Shantytown can draw, but it's not the easiest card to get you to draw two cards consistently. Supplies gives you horses, but they don't actually increase your hand size. You take a card out your hand to play the supplies, and then a card out your hand to play the horse to gain two more cards back. So doesn't increase the hand size, but horses can be useful in general. We have some gains in university, but really I think the centralizing card here is, or the central card is black market. A lot will depend on what you pull out of the black market. In particular, I'm looking for draw. We have actions. Shantytown is there. University is there. We have trashing, Moneylender, Temple, Catapult. And those are the things that we don't really need from the black market. What we need is draw. Plus buy, we don't really have plus buy in the kingdom either, so we would be looking for that, but there is gain in duplicate, so that is not as critical. Below we have Delve as well and Barracks. Barracks is interesting. Again, more actions for you there if you like. Now, the choice for me on the open is, well, I want to open one of the trashers for sure. Which is it? Moneylender, Temple, or Catapult? So that's the first decision I have to make. And what do I want to pair it with? Would it be a Shantytown or a black market? So my trasher of choice is Temple here. Why Temple? Temple can trash more quickly than either Moneylender or Catapult. Two cards in, the best case. Sometimes it doesn't do that, but especially on the first shuffle, I think there's a decent chance of it trashing two cards. And there are good two costs to buy in the kingdom, namely supplies and delve. I would take one or two silvers here. So that's why I opt for the temple. The catapult attack is something to consider, but maybe not right now. Anyways, DVD opts for a temple of their own, and I pair mine with a Shantytown just to draw a little bit and avoid some potential terminal collision. You could make an argument for black market as well. DVD disagrees and they go for something different here. They go for a catapult. So they open with two trashers. I understand the catapult. Once the temple has done its double trash with copper and estate, you would prefer to play the catapult to force your opponent to discard from that point. Alright, so I do get the double trash here, but too many estates in the hand does not allow me to buy two cost. So we just pass it back. DVD also trashes too, but they have a slightly better draw. They can go for either delve or supplies. Delve gets them the silver they need. Now Shantytown does draw. That's what I was hoping for there. But 5 isn't a particularly great price point. There's no 5 cost in the kingdom even. So what I do instead is go for a delve for some money. And I go for a black market here. Other options are the catapult and other Shantytown, but I felt it was reasonable here to get the black market. But instead, I get the guide. I already forgot the game. Why did I get the guide? Because I saw DVD has a catapult in their deck. The guide will get around the attack very nicely. Well, the discard part of it. If they start to throw curses, that's a separate issue. After my guide, DVD gets a potion. So they are looking at the university, and you'll notice I haven't picked up a potion yet, and that means I'm not going to pick up a potion at all for this game. I don't really see the value in the university. If I want to gain things, I'll just buy it or get a duplicate and gain it that way, was my thought process. I mean, what am I getting? Lots of Shantytowns, guides? Maybe. And maybe that's good. Later on, I do regret it. But you'll see the game state when I do start to have second thoughts about skipping potion. Alright, so 6 here gets me up to barracks if I want it. I don't really want it, although I have I could make use of it. But instead I get a peddler. Why? Because one peddler will help me get the rest more easily. Right now my actions are Shantytown, Temple, and well, if I didn't buy the peddler, it would just be those two. So they would have to collide for it to bring the peddlers down to 4. I want to get peddlers that cheap, probably one of the better cards in the kingdom. So we just start now, and I don't need the barracks. So here comes the catapult. My guide shows up a bit late. I keep the estate because I want to trash it with the temple. Black market for DVD. So I have to be wary of that. I do think the black market can swing the game fairly heavily here, particularly if somebody finds draw, they will be very happy, I think. So I just trash pass it back to DVD on my reduced hand size. They get their first potion. Peddler gets me to 5 again, which is not particularly useful. I could make the same play with the delve. I figure, look, I have enough silver. Let me just pick up a black market and move from there. DVD gets the trash again with the temple, picks up a guide of their own. So my Shantytown does draw again here, which I'm happy about, and I get the last estate out the deck, and I get up to 5, I believe. Yeah, I get up to 5. Again, not a great price point here, but I am going to take a delve and I believe another Shantytown at this point. I'm happy with how the temple has gone. A big temptation here is that temple with 6 VP. Really, it is a huge temptation, but I resist. I resist. There are lots of points on the board. Oh, no delve? No delve? Did I not delve? No. Okay, I really have had enough of the silver. Okay, very good. So just the peddler resisting the temptation for the temple there. I can catch up those points later. And I think the peddler is better for my deck right now than the temple is. It's money, it's not a stop card, so I'm very happy about that. As opposed to the temple. I mean, what is 6 points, you know? And we're very early into a black market game, no less. So not overly worried about that. These are not exciting cards for me to draw here. Vault is draw. Vault is draw, but when my village is Shantytown, that's not the best thing in the world, honestly. And now, okay, I'm unable to get the peddler there with just a single black market in play. So I take the temple there. I didn't feel good, you know, felt a little bit dirty taking that temple, but I took it anyway. Second black market for DVD. No one has found draw yet from the black market. Another trash from the temple. They get a peddler. So here, the Shantytown will not draw me cards, and actually I will not trash with the temple here. I get an idea in my head at this point, but where else do you get ideas, right? To buy a barracks. Why? Well, if I had the extra action in that position, I could have played the temple and then drawn on with the Shantytown. So the barracks actually will help the Shantytown to draw a little bit here. So we get the barracks, we pass it back. University gains some guides. Catapult comes out, attacks me. A third university for them. So the universities are stacking up. I expected them to have more Shantytowns at this point as well. So presumably, you know, university gains something that Shantytown reveal no actions, draw 2 cards. But they have all these gainers, so the Shantytowns could come later. Call the guide into a better hand here, and the barracks will show its worth. Look at this, trash 1 and then draw it with Shantytown. Hooray! Okay, so here I've crypt, mining village, and mint. Now the mining village I don't care too much about. I do care about trashing. And I do take the mint, not because I want to mint silver or supplies or anything, because I want to trash 2 copper from my deck. The temple will just take way too long to do that, so the mint will you know, get that done more quickly for me. And I always have money for peddler now. I could even delve and peddler here. Now with the 2 coppers gone, I feel like my deck is in a position to take delve peddler, but I opt for the second Shantytown here. Hopefully it can draw. I get the Shantytown there because I'm planning to get a second black market, so the actions for the black market are necessary. This is a great pull for DVD. I thought this was Margrave instant Margrave, in which case I would need to stock up on the guides a bit more. The Workers' Village is also attractive because of the peddlers. They don't have the money for any of them though, which is sad. And they just trash their potion this time. So they are sticking with 3 universities. I think that's reasonable, especially considering I don't have any, so they have a lot more gains than I do, but I don't think the things that they can gain are particularly impactful. Alright, so the guide goes down. Temple again with barracks. Lets me trash 3. Get rid of the mint as well as the last copper. And I'm able to draw with the Shantytown. Both Shantytown triggers gets me to the end of the deck here. So somehow we are managing to draw with Shantytown. Ironworks looks great here. And I pick up, this is where I delve and peddler because the deck is very clean now, so it can handle that extra silver. The Ironworks will get me more Shantytowns, more duplicates. I think the Ironworks is better than the University here. Maybe not, but it's very comparable, very close anyway. University, so here's where I start to get scared. You see what they did there? University gains duplicate. That could be a problem later on in the game. So they could gain many peddlers, for example, now in the middle. Gain many Shantytowns now in the middle, or in the late game gain many duchies. And that is where I started to think, maybe I should not have skipped potion. Anyways, draw revealed, and they pick up the draw immediately, which is a scholar. Actually, very, very good draw given that their deck has 3 universities in it, so they'll be able to dump actions out their hand and play the scholar near the end, draw 7 new cards. So I wasn't happy when I saw that, but that is the black market for you. I don't think this Shantytown can trigger here unless I trash the black market with the temple. So I just cut my losses and play the black market outright, gain another black market with the Ironworks. These are good choices, Smugglers, Sculptor, and Royal Carriage. In the end, I go for the Sculptor. I can gain anything that the University can gain. In particular, I could gain supplies, and the supplies will give me villagers, which will let me be more flexible with my Shantytowns. Points of the temple for DVD and another black market. The scholar shows its face, another duplicate gets gained. Here's some more draw, and the hireling picked up. I started to feel a little bit less secure in my position. When I trashed everything out the deck and I had just the 2 silver, I felt good, but now after these last couple of turns here, I don't feel so good anymore. Maybe I'm regretting that University now. I could even get the potion there and pick up a University now, but I still decide, nah, it's not worth it, or I don't want to go back on it now. I felt like I didn't have the time. I wanted the supplies. Interesting choice here with the Stonemason. You could Stonemason overpay for 2 4s or whatever, but I didn't want that. Remake is also interesting. You could gain, but I wanted the plus buy more than anything. It'll help me with the peddlers. And I even get to play this temple here after emptying all the treasures from my hand, just for a chip point, chip VP. Maybe you win by that VP, you never know. Okay, so 6. Could be peddler, but I opt for a gold here. Why? Well, I don't like my opponent's deck in the sense I feel like in the long game they will overpower me. They have all these gains from University. They could stack many duplicates on the mat. They have a very nice draw card, probably one of the best for their deck composition. And it draws +7, ideally. So the goal is to help me go after the provinces very quickly here, and hopefully end the game before my opponent can flex their deck's muscle. More duplicates, more black markets, so presumably they'll get better things from the black market because they're dipping in there more often than I am. The duplicates will go on the mat. They are keeping up on points with me by gaining and playing these temples. It's very easy for them to do that with the universities. And they get even more draw here in a Lost City. So Lost City, Scholar, Hireling. The Apprentice was also an option for draw there. And they take a Peddler. So Starting to feel less secure, so I am going to start getting provinces here. Ironworks gains a shantytown to help draw. Here's where the villager will come into play. Um, this is going to be a mill. I think the mill is useful. It could get actions out of my hand to help trigger shantytowns. There's also a point and some money. This is a great pull. We will take that menagerie. That's the kind of draw we're looking for. Shantytown triggers because Sculptor gave me the villager. Gain another supplies to get the villager, some horses, and a peddler and a province to start on the end game here. Alright, so we'll see how we can manage our opponent. Really, I don't think they have any problem whatsoever. They get a poorhouse there, I'm not sure why. Here, this is going to be a poacher for them as well as fine, and another peddler. They are keeping up on the points. Even with the province, they're only 5 points behind. The temple has kept them afloat. So I am concerned, but let's see what we can manage here. Couple horses come out. Sculptor. Now, I don't have to sculpt a treasure here. I have the villager already. I could do it just a bank one, but I am instead going to sculpt a guide to put that on the mat. Draw an extra card. Trash with the temple to trigger the shanty town. Doesn't draw me into anything fantastic, but this black market is quite attractive though. I would take all of these cards, but given my game plan of ending the game quickly, I think counterfeit is the best bet, and it also doesn't keep me off province here. None of these I don't want anyway. So we take the second province and finish off the peddlers there. Alright, so we have a healthy lead now. Hopefully we could get through the rest of the provinces very quickly here. Scholar draws a lot for DVD. Picks up some points off the temple. So here's the peddler. Here's the menagerie. Very good. Very happy to see that. More shanty towns for me here to try to draw. Menagerie. Peddler, sorry. This temple will trash the supplies because it's less money than the silver. I want to have more money rather than the extra horse. More money helps me empty the provinces more easily. I look for double province here. I don't quite have it. So what I am going to do instead is go for province and shanty town. I will top deck the horse. I did trigger a kind of bad shuffle there. The menagerie is out of it, but I think it's fine. The sculptor is in the back. I have guides to get through them as well, so I was comfortable triggering the shuffle here. Province and shantytown for me. Good. So that is province number 3. And surprisingly, well, to my surprise anyway, yeah, the resignation comes. I did not expect that, and I didn't think it was a totally lost game for them at that point. But there you have it. Game 1. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.